Hello there. You'll have to excuse my appearance. I've been out at the bench working. I've also been replacing the heating element in our water heater. So I've been busy all day, and I don't look all that great. And yes, I've got a bit of lunch on my shirt too. Okay, so but if you watched my acoustic guitar build, you know that I messed up the fret slots on the fretboard of that instrument, and I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, trying to hope that I could come up with the money to get another fretboard. Now, they're not very expensive. They're like 25 bucks at the most, and sometimes you can get them for much less than that. But right now, I don't have a dime that I can spend on anything else. There's too much going on here at the house. The water heater was one thing, but I got a vehicle, and you know, you guys don't need to hear my troubles. I'm just trying to explain to you, you know, everybody's got stuff they have to deal with. And so right now, I don't have any money, and for the foreseeable future, until I get some stuff straightened out, I'm not going to have any spare money. We can't go out to dinner. We can't do any of that crap right now. Right now, we're, you know, in parking orbit pretty much. So I was thinking about what can I do for a fretboard. And if you remember, I have an electric guitar build going on at the, basically off and on. I'll do a bit of the acoustic build, then I'll switch over to the electric build, then I'll come back to the acoustic build, that kind of deal. And if you remember, I put a walnut top, a black walnut top on that electric guitar, and I had a chunk of that walnut left over. Well, from what I had left, I've cut this piece out. Now, if you look, it has a knot right there. And this is flat sawn wood. Okay, this is not ideal. I do know that several luthiers have used walnut in the past for fretboards and bridges. Also know that I cannot remember the name of it now, but I know for a fact that there was a manufacturer of electric guitars and basses that used black walnut for quite a long time for fretboards, and so I know that it's been used. And I also know that from research that there are several luthiers that either use or have used in the past flat sawn wood for the fretboard with no issues. The difference between flat sawn and quarter sawn, not going into huge detail, is the grain runs straight down the board and straight, or as straight as you can get it if it's quarter sawn. That makes the wood more dimensionally stable, especially across the grain, to torque and stuff like that. This is a flat sawn piece of wood, but it's actually kind of off quarter, way off quarter, so skew, I don't know, but it's definitely not quartered wood. Right now, this is a first acoustic guitar, and I don't have any more options that I can think of except go down to Home Depot and get a piece of 1/4 inch maple, and I don't want a maple fretboard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this, and what I'm going to do, normally what I would want to do is once I thickness it, which I have, once I glue the neck to the body, after finish, I would want to put the fretboard on and level it so that with it glued onto the instrument, glued onto the neck, and the fretboard extension glued onto the top of the body, I could flatten the plane of the fretboard really well okay, and not worry about it. Have a really nice, but now I can't really do that because I've got Mr. Knot right here. And Mr. Knot might not do a blooming thing. Or when I go to radius this board, Mr. Knot might pop out. And then I'll have to take some sawdust from the black walnut and fill that in. So I can't do that. What I'll have to do is taper this board, put the binding around it, and then radius. Cut the fret slots first, put the binding around it, then radius it. Alright, and hope that that doesn't pop. Now that's not going to be that big of an issue that I didn't glue it on first before I did all that. I think as long as I make sure this is dead flat and this is dead flat, as a hand plane and scrapers and everything, my eye and my hands can make it. It's at a good uniform thickness all the way around. It's just as good as I can do it. And so I think that I'm going to be okay with it, but we'll find out. But now I have what's left of that chunk of black walnut here. And I have a Cocobolo bridge blank. But what I might do, this is 1.5 inches wide. What I might do is make a bridge blank out of that. This is flat sawn as well, but once again, I've seen flat sawn bridge blanks too. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. Like I said, this is a first guitar anyway. So I may go ahead and make the bridge out of this black walnut as well. That way the fretboard and the bridge will match. So, but that is what I'm thinking right now. If something comes up and by some miracle I end up with a good quality fretboard blank, then I'll use that. Otherwise, I think I'm going to give this a shot. So that's an update on the fretboard situation and what I'm thinking of doing at this moment. Alright, thanks for watching. Later.